The mere exposure effect is a psychological phenomenon where people tend to develop a preference for things merely because they are familiar with them. This concept was first proposed by psychologist Robert Zijunk in 1968. According to this theory, the more we are exposed to a particular stimulus, whether it's a person, a song, or a product, the more likely we are to like it. In daily life, the mere exposure effect can be seen everywhere. For example, Tom starts a new job in an office. At first, he doesn't notice a particular colleague, Jane. But as they pass by each other in the hallway, share coffee breaks, and work on some minor projects together, he gradually finds himself having a positive impression of her. This is because the repeated exposure to Jane makes her more familiar to Tom, and this familiarity leads to a sense of comfort and liking. In the marketing field, companies often use the mere exposure effect to increase brand awareness and sales. They constantly show their advertisements on TV, social media, and billboards. The more consumers see these ads, the more familiar they become with the brand, and the more likely they are to choose it when making a purchase. For instance, a new energy drink brand bombards consumers with commercials during sports events. Over time, consumers start to recognize the brand and may be more inclined to buy it when they need an energy boost. However, it's important to note that the mere exposure effect is not absolute. If the initial impression of a stimulus is extremely negative, repeated exposure may not lead to liking. For example, if a person has a bad experience with a certain type of food due to food poisoning, no matter how many times they see it later, they are unlikely to develop a preference for it. To make the most of the mere exposure effect in our own lives, we can use it to build better relationships. By increasing our positive interactions with others, we can make ourselves more familiar to them, which may help in building friendships and partnerships. In learning, we can also expose ourselves more to new knowledge and skills. The more we engage with these new things, the more we may grow to like and master them.